Danny Phantom in the building.
Hell yeah. Going ghost. What is up, everybody? Jealous from Fitment Industries, and welcome back to the Fitment Industries Garage thing. We're here today with another episode of What Wheels Fit, where we go over a bunch of fitment data and gather all that data from cars that are loaded into the gallery at fitmentindustries.com. We go over things like different wheel sizes, offset, tire sizes, and suspension setups, and show firsthand what they look like on different cars. So today we are going to be taking a look at and covering one that has been requested for quite some time. That being said, we are going to be talking about what wheels fit your Infiniti G35 Coupe. Before we go ahead and jump right into it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And once you find out what wheels do fit your G35, don't forget it up fitmentindustries.com, where we have a massive selection of wheel sizes and suspension for your car. Anyway, the G35 is a beloved car in the car scene today and has become an extremely popular platform for a lot of younger enthusiasts who want a rear-wheel drive car that looks good, slammed on its you-know-what, and overall isn't too expensive to get into. When we take a look at the G35 platform, we are typically looking at a fitment range of 17 to 20 inches for the diameter, 8 to 11 inches in width, and offset landing anywhere between plus 10 and plus 40, which is a pretty decent range. So let's narrow that down a little bit. And even though that is a big range, it does tell us one thing, that these cars can fit some absolutely enormous wheel and tire setups, just like their cousin, the Nissan 350Z. It's just a thing that they do. And one last note before we get into the first few wheel and tire setups is that almost every G35 Coupe that's in our gallery is running a staggered setup. So with all that being said, let's hop into our first set of cars, which are going to be for those who are looking for an aftermarket setup but don't want to worry about ruining the daily drivability of the car. So these setups will not require any other modifications to get them to fit, and will have no rubbing issues at all. So first up, we have a 2007 running some Barstow ES6s with a size of a 19 by 9.5 plus 12 in the front and 19 by 11 plus 12 in the rear, paired with a 235/35 and a 265/35 tire, all of this sitting on some stance suspension coilovers to get that nice drop in ride height, get it to sit nice and good. Next up is a 2006 with some ESR SR07s, running a size of 19 by 9.5 plus 22 in the front, so dropping that offset a little bit, and 19 by 10.5 plus 22 in the rear. So a little bit bigger tire, 245/35 and a 275/35, and sitting on some True Heart coilovers this time around. And then to close out that first list, we are going to see this 2005 sitting on some J&C 010s with a square setup actually, so not a staggered setup. So for those who are looking to do that, we have an 18 by 10 plus 30 all around with a 245/40 tire sitting on some Kane lowering springs. Now, like I mentioned before, staggered setups are way more common on these cars, as square setups are pretty hard to get exactly right. If you're running a square setup, either going to have some kind of weird fitment issue either in the front or the rear, or you're going to have to run some sort of spacer to get it just right. Moving on to some more, I guess you could call them aggressive setups. So these cars will at the very minimum require some sort of fender rolling or pulling or some other modification to get everything to fit without having any rubbing issues or anything like that. So first up in that category, we have a 2006 on some Barstow ES1s, 19 by 9.5 plus 22 in the front with a 19 by 10.5 plus 22 in the rear. So with a 235/35 and a 275/35 tire, again sitting on some True Heart coilovers, and fenders are rolled just a little bit to get these to fit without any worry. Next up, we have a 2005 running some Aodhan DS02s with a size of 19 by 9.5 plus 22 in the front and 19 by 11 plus 22 in the rear, with a 225/35 and a 245/45 tire on some coilovers as well. Fenders rolled again on this car to ensure no rubbing issues, and that is it. And then to close out this portion of the list, we get to this 2004 with some Boston CVTs with a size of 20 by 10 plus 30 in the front with a 20 by 12 plus 20 in the rear, with a 245/30 and a 275/30 tire setup sitting on some D2 coilovers. And of course, we couldn't close out the day without going over some of the wildest setups that we see in the gallery when it comes down to a stock body G35. So the following cars are going to be pushing the limits of what is possible to run on these cars without having to worry about like over fenders or anything like that. So first up on that list is this 2004 running some work VSXXs with a size of 19 by 10 plus 13 and 19 by 11 -2, paired with a 225/35 and a 245/35 R35, running some serious stretch and utilizing some Airlift Performance air suspension to get a near perfect fender to lip fitment. Next up, we have a 2003 with some Leon Hardwick Aodhans. Very popular choice. 19x9 plus 6 in the front with a 19x10 -6 in the rear. The 225/35 and a 245/35, again, sitting on some Airlift suspension. And then to close out the day, we get this 2006 with some work wheels with a 20x10 with a 0 offset in the front and a 20x11 -12 in the rear. 225/35 and a 245/35 for the tire setup on this guy, and it's sitting static on some Fortune Auto coilovers. So when we're all said and done here, more common setups we see on these cars with at least a 19 or 20-inch wheel is what we see. Not many 18s floating around there. With a 9.5 or 10-inch for the front, or a 10.5 or an 11 in the rear with an offset right around plus 22 or so, and that will get you right where you want to be. So hopefully this helped you out in your journey to find the correct wheels and tires for your car. And if we didn't cover exactly, the setup or type of fitment that you're looking for, head on over to fitmentindustries.com, check out the gallery where we pulled all these cars from and have a ton more examples of G35s over there for you to look at as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button if this helped you out at all, and we'll see you later. Peace.